India's biggest FMCG company, Hindustan Unilever, introduced a new flexible work model for its employees last month in a bid to challenge the traditional work structure. About 8,000 of its office based staff are eligible to apply for this. The scheme gives employees a flexible association with the company and yet provides financial, security, retirement, and medical benefits. The workers get a monthly retainer, and in addition, they get paid for each assignment they work on. And between those assignments, they are free to do other things that are important to them. The company gains by having ready access to skilled people who can hit the ground running. Employees today are increasingly putting their families before work after having spent 2 years working from their homes and native places. They want to experience an improved work-life balance. And employers have come to realize that flexibility should no longer be viewed as a privilege but be made available to all workers. In India, companies are once again readapting to work from home, this time with much relative ease. They wanted to get people back to offices in a hybrid model where they visit the office only a few days a week, at least for tech and other office-based roles. But there is still some pushback to this idea. A long-term solution for this is offering flexible work where employees can work from anywhere permanently and make office visits only on certain occasions. This also broadens the talent pool for hiring. But a common complaint that companies have is that it makes it harder for them to maintain and reinforce their company culture. At the same time, attracting talent is difficult when companies don't offer flexibility. No one has articulated this better than Wipro chairman Rishad Premji, who said people don't only leave for better opportunities, but they also leave when they don't feel connected to an organization. Premji said that hybrid work environment will continue and that companies will have to work on creating stronger engagement with employees in order to retain talent. The statement comes against the backdrop of high attrition rate in several tech companies. But that need not be the case for all. Take the example of Razorpay, which employs just over 2,000 people. 50% of them were onboarded during the pandemic, and nearly half of this group has not experienced a physical work environment. Yet, the company hasn't seen an unusual attrition rate among them. The startup has attempted at making the employees feel comfortable no matter where they work from by focusing heavily on their well-being. Its initiatives range from team building calls, where anything other than work is discussed, to non-work activities like quizzing and online games. Employees are also encouraged to speak openly about the stress of working remotely. On that note, we spoke to Anuradha Bharat of Razorpay on the challenges that come with a flexible work environment and how the company is tackling them.
The pandemic not only forced long periods of remote working, but also accelerated the adaptability of several traditional customer-facing roles to something that they had never done before. So at Razorpay, we're definitely looking at how we can solve for this, not just today, but in the long run as well. And as an organization, we've always worked remotely. We've had that flexibility. However, this long sustained period is something new for us. So as of now, our ideal working model is to make sure that everyone has the right kind of infrastructure, everyone has the right kind of mindset and a framework to be able to work remotely well. See, remote working is a double-edged sword. While it offers the safety and flexibility of working from home, long periods of isolated working hampers the overall well-being of an individual. The boundaries are blurred between home and work. There's mental exhaustion and fatigue due to social isolation, screen fatigue. All of this makes it a lot more harder for people to sustain. Giving people a wholesome experience of managing remote working brings in better connect to the workplace. Beyond empathy and care, I think it is also how an employer understands what makes for a good work environment, and how do you bring that balance to work and home in a lot of ways. I think that's what will make an employer take a work environment take. At Razorpay, bringing this balance to work and well-being has been what has ensured better talent management and created a strong bond with our people. All said and done, this is a relatively new phenomenon that everyone is going through, right? A lot of initiatives from our side have been mostly around well-being and giving people a lot of support. So our water cooler channels run through the year. So you're automatically bringing in a community and building there is a resilient community within your own workspace. And we want to continue to do these things which are people centric and people focused.
While no one has cracked a winning formula, companies are starting to understand how to better manage remote working in the long run. Even as flexible working is emerging as a win-win scenario for organizations and employees, there is a question mark on the best way to execute it, so the impact of isolation can be mitigated. It may seem like a challenge, and there is no one-size-fits-all approach. But employers have to be mindful of the changed expectations of their workers, so their experience can be enhanced as flexible work is here to take over.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.